Emmerdale spoilers for next week. Charity risks being exposed over Dr. Todd's murder. Emmerdale spoilers for next week reveal Charity remaining determined to take the blame for Dr. Todd's murder in order to protect Sarah. However, her carefully constructed cover story could begin to fall apart when DS Ramsden grows increasingly suspicious. Could the truth about the real killer finally come to light? Elsewhere, Dawn becomes so desperate to escape Joe that she ends up pointing a shotgun in his direction. Billy watches in complete horror as he begins to fear she may actually pull the trigger. Meanwhile, Jimmy faces a disastrous week after Ruby succeeds in her scheme to take control of his haulage company. Kev's future is also hanging by a thread after he admits to his latest offense. Could another prison sentence be waiting for him? 1. DS Ramsden grows suspicious of Charity. Charity remains committed to protecting Sarah by accepting responsibility for Todd's death. At the start of the week, Charity meets up with Serena to talk through their situation. However, their secret conversation is soon disrupted when a suspicious DS Ramsden approaches. Could she uncover the truth behind their cover-up? 2. Sarah struggles with her guilt. After noticing how much the situation is affecting her, Jacob promises Sarah that he will stop asking questions about Todd. Although Sarah feels relieved, she continues to struggle with the guilt of lying to her husband. At the same time, Charity remains determined to stick to her fake confession, regardless of the consequences. 3. Dawn and Billy plan their escape. Joe is getting ready for his stag celebration, completely oblivious to the fact that his future wife is planning to disappear. Dawn and Billy decide to flee using forged passports and plan to tell Clemmy that they are heading away on holiday. However, Graham unexpectedly interrupts them and leads them into a field, where Joe has organised a surprise Sten-do for the group. 4. Dawn points a gun at Joe. As everyone gets ready for a clay pigeon shooting session, Dawn and Billy become worried that their escape plan has been discovered. When Caleb is unable to get through to them, Dawn takes her position and aims the shotgun towards Joe. Billy watches in terror, unsure whether Dawn is actually prepared to use the weapon. 5. Ruby and Kev target Jimmy. With the B&B struggling financially, Jimmy and Nicola desperately need to land another haulage contract. Unknown to them, Ruby has already been plotting their downfall. After arranging for Jimmy's delivery to be robbed, Ruby persuades Kev to steal a van that can be used during the operation. Their scheme eventually succeeds in causing chaos for Jimmy, but Kev is soon faced with an unexpected problem. 6. Kev admits everything to Billy. Kev is left terrified when Ruby tells him she has recorded footage showing him attacking Billy. He later destroys Caleb's laptop in an attempt to get rid of the evidence before drunkenly confessing the truth to Billy. Billy is stunned to discover that Ruby and Caleb were both aware of Kev's attack. Later, Kev warns the pair that he will reveal what they have done if he ends up behind bars again. 7. Ruby and Caleb seize Jimmy's haulage company. Caleb remains determined to sabotage Joe's wedding and refuses to hand Billy the fake passports until the actual wedding day. While Billy becomes increasingly frustrated, Caleb and Ruby celebrate after Jimmy is forced into selling them his haulage business. But could Jimmy eventually discover that Kev played a part in his downfall? 8. Jimmy's financial problems become worse. Nicola becomes sentimental when Lewis suggests that she and Jimmy should renew their wedding vows. She shares the idea with Jimmy and is thrilled when he agrees to it. However, behind the scenes, Jimmy is secretly terrified about their outstanding mortgage payments. Will he be forced to tell Nicola just how serious their financial situation has become? 9. Mac and Ross agree to make peace. The ongoing feud between Mac and Ross takes an unexpected turn when the two rivals decide to call a temporary truce. But with so much bad blood between them, how long will their fragile peace actually survive? Emmerdale reveals Serena Sugden's next target as her mysterious mission takes another twist. Emmerdale appears to have revealed who mysterious newcomer Serena Sugden could be targeting next, as her suspicious behavior continues to cause concern around the village. Serena recently arrived in the Dales as the latest addition to the Sugden family, but she has quickly become the subject of suspicion because of her unusual fascination with the late John Sugden. Instead of simply getting used to village life, Serena has been secretly investigating John's history and trying to piece together the truth surrounding his disappearance. Her actions became even more questionable when it emerged that she had not been entirely truthful about her relationship with John. In Friday's episode, the former police officer was confronted after Aaron and Robert discovered that her version of when she had last seen John failed to match the available evidence. Chaz had previously found photographs on Serena's phone showing her alongside John while he was hiding from the authorities. This discovery caused Aaron and Robert to wonder whether Serena had been concealing even more details than she had admitted. They eventually told Serena that she needed to leave the village, although her departure did not last very long. In the most recent episode, Kim Tate realized that somebody had entered Home Farm without permission. Worried that an intruder could still be inside, Kim picked up a shotgun and demanded that the person reveal themselves. By the time she arrived, however, the unknown visitor had already managed to flee through the rear entrance. Kim subsequently ordered her head of operations, Ross, to investigate the burglary. She handed him a number of potential suspects and made it clear that she expected answers. Ross soon discovered that solving the mystery would not be straightforward. His first suspicion fell on Moira, whom he accused of being behind the break-in. Moira reacted angrily to the accusation and quickly ordered him to leave. Ross then shifted his attention to Robert, sparking another heated exchange with Aaron. Serena eventually intervened in an attempt to defuse the confrontation. Once Ross had gone, Aaron asked Serena why she had come back to the village after he had clearly instructed her to stay away. Instead of retreating, Serena took the opportunity to provide more information about her history with John. She explained that John had lived with her family after leaving the army and claimed that his return had initially appeared perfectly ordinary. However, Serena said everything changed when she and her relatives saw John reported on the evening news as a wanted man. They reached out to him, with John supposedly telling them that the circumstances surrounding him had been misunderstood. Serena said John insisted that he had only been attempting to help others and had become trapped in a situation that had spiraled beyond his control. She went on to claim that John had accused Robert of setting him up for murder. According to Serena, both she and her mother sympathized with John after listening to his explanation. But John eventually vanished without warning, leaving the family with no idea where he had gone, before they later discovered that he had died. Her account seemed believable enough to Robert, who agreed to allow Serena to stay in the village for the time being. Aaron, though, continued to have serious doubts about her story. Although Serena appeared to have won Robert over, her behavior still hinted that she had a much bigger reason for being at Home Farm. Kim soon realized that an important item had disappeared from the property: a USB stick. Not long afterwards, Serena was shown holding the device and examining the information stored on it. Whatever she expected to discover was seemingly not contained on the USB. Serena appeared disappointed as she worked her way through the files, making it clear that she had been searching for something in particular. Emmerdale airs on weeknights at 8 p.m. on ITV1, while episodes are available to stream from 7 a.m. on ITVX and YouTube.